Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to RimWorld. First of all, let's talk about the title of RimWorld. RimWorld. It is nothing to do with rimming, but fear not, it's still quite fun. So, I've started a new game, and I am playing, of course, a man called Jenson. Let's do a slow dramatic zoom. Click, 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 click. There is Jenson, with his beautiful blonde top knot, sleeping in his little purloined house here. There are lots of different game modes you can start with on RimWorld. I've chosen one where you start as some sort of rich Playboy child, with all the money and wealth in the world, who grows tired of his materialist trappings and decides to go on sort of the ultimate camping trip and voluntarily isolate himself on a planet on the rim, get it, the title, on the rim, the border of the universe, taking only a couple of thousand silver and some worldly possessions as well. So I got dumped up here somewhere, I don't know exactly where, here-ish, I think, up in the middle of this map, in my space pod, my escape pod, and yeah, I had to find somewhere to build a house. So I had a quick look around the map, and I like the idea that because I'm a sort of a rich, spoilt playboy, that I can build some sort of beach mansion. You know, so if I have to beat off bandits, I might as well do it somewhere with a nice view. So I've built this little, or rather, I've taken over what was already an ancient ruin down here by the beach. So someone has already had this idea before me, sometime in the distant precursor past. Someone else had a beach hut. So I found it just here, and it had all of these holes that were in the wall. So all I've done, with some spare steel that I had lying around after my space pod crashed, is I've just patched it up and made myself a little starting house. And this is completely rubbish. Compared to anything we build later on, this is absolute rubbish. However, this is the start of something great, I think, for Jenson. This is going to be the start of my Playboy isolationist lifestyle. And maybe one day we'll even meet some other people. First things first, let's highlight the very obvious dangers. I had a quick look around the map, as I said, and there's this. This is the most ominous thing I think I've seen on the game in RimWorld. I've played a couple of games before this to sort of warm myself up a bit. This is ominous. This gigantic, very obvious building with no obvious entrances or exits clearly contains a thing. It's very difficult to know what thing. Later on, maybe, if I'm feeling ambitious, /suicidal, / if I get bored, we might crack open this and have a look what's inside. But the last time I did this on a game, I was eaten by gigantic slugs with laser rifles. And I don't want to be eaten by gigantic slugs twice in a lifetime, because that'd just be ridiculous. So, you can see there's all sorts of other bits and pieces of ruins here. And this all seems sort of... I feel like an architect? No, like an archaeologist here. Looking at old bits of wall and going, well, there's a little piece of wall here. Yes, well, this used to be a 23-storey Roman villa with ensuite plumbing. And I can tell that by the way those 4 stones are lined exactly north-south, which they only did for 23-storey buildings. The more you know. So, we can build our own gigantic Roman villa, but we've got to start somewhere. Now, there's all sorts of lovely stuff around here, but I think trees. They're going to be my start. So first of all, we're going to have a really boring day for Jenson, and we're going to completely deforest, bam, the area around him. So all of these little trees with the little scissor symbol have been flagged for deforestation. He's going to run around like a bear with his arse on fire, chopping down trees, hopefully. Where are you going, Jenson? Hauling wood 53 to stockpile zones. It says where he's going. Important to note, I don't actually have any direct control over Jenson. I can sort of suggest things, and I can actually override and give him a specific order, but as soon as he's finished with that order, he's off again. He's going to go do his own thing. And in this case, he's doing more or less something useful. So, yeah, here we are. So this must be pretty much where I landed, and you can see there's some bits and bobs of resources that I've already told him before he's allowed to pick up. So he's going to collect his logs. Always deal with your log first thing in the morning. Then he's going to take it back to base, put it in the stockpile, and then we'll be able to build some stuff. Very important quick thing to note, this is going to be quite a heavily edited video because this... Oh, he stopped. You had to go and ruin my point, don't you? Because as you can see, I was playing in ultra fast forward mode because a lot of the things on this take a lot of time. There's a lot of running around, particularly in the early game. I'm going to skip all that, and I'm just going to try and skip to the interesting bits, particularly early on. Later on, when we have more people, there'll be more going on, so I won't need to, you know, do difficult things like edit videos. In the meantime, this lazy bastard is basically just... he's cloud watching. Okay, never mind the fact that he has all of these jobs. Maybe that's the issue. Maybe I haven't set up his jobs right. So we've got manual priorities on. Currently his main priority is construction. You see, I've made that #1 priority because I needed him to plug all the holes in his house. So maybe we can encourage him to go do some wood cutting. No. Oh, hang on, I'll tell you. He's not very comfortable. He's getting less comfortable. But his joy is increasing. He's getting a lot of joy from cloud watching. Well, I'm going to jerk him into wakefulness by drafting him into the army, undrafting him, and then he'll realise he has a job to do. Because any job seems better than being in the army. Ah, it's like Minecraft, all the tree punching. Oh, visitors! Visitors! Ooh, pause the game, pause the game. No time for Minecraft. We have a group from Mother's Village. You see, this is why I'm a playboy. The first time I get the slightest bit of independence and bloody Mother tracks me down. Helicopter parenting at its worst. Where are you? A group from Mother's Village are visiting the colony. They seem to have a few items to trade. Ooh, hello. Kevin and Engie? Yeah, Engie, or probably Engie, not Engie. Engie. Hello, Engie. We can view all sorts of information about you. Female villager of Mother's Village. Ooh. So in the world around me, it's generated a world and then plonked me down in it. There are other factions that sort of pre-exist. So I haven't founded my faction yet because my house isn't big enough. But there's Mother's Village who've come to say hello. The Munich at the cliff. Luxembourg. Let's call it Luxembourg. Fuck 'em. And then we've got 3 hostile people. Yay! A native tribe. Yeah, fair enough, they're hostile. Rich people turning up all their silver. We should go back where we came from. And 2 pirate bands. Presumably producing pirate music. The greatest sin of all. Basically, when Engie gets here, I want to go trading with her. Because she might have something useful. Jenson, pay attention to me. Right, so I'm going to overrule him now, and I'm going to say, go trade with your mother. Trade with Engie. Ah, hello. So, Engie wants to buy and sell sweet fuck all. She has 1 beer for sale. Wow, well, you know, as a playboy, I feel I should buy the 1 beer for 8 of my silver. So I've got 2,000 silver at the minute. That's really not a shortage. She's also selling some packaged survival meals and some components, both of which I have a shit ton of. So, yeah, there's no point selling them because the price we'd be selling at is pathetic compared to their actual value. So, let's buy a beer. Thank you very much, Engie. And we zoom in. Here's our beer. She's just dumped it on the ground for us. We can consume beer. No, let's prioritise hauling a beer. We'll have our beer at some sort of moment of celebration, or he'll just drink it when I'm not paying attention behind my back. Because he's still Jenson, and some things are true even in video games. It's funny because alcoholism. Right, much like the Sorcerer's Apprentice, I haven't been paying attention, and we now have an absolute metric shit ton of wood. There used to be a forest here. Whoops. Right, it's actually getting dark as well. It's 18, so 6 o'clock in the evening. I think that tomorrow morning could be our first big day of building stuff. So I'm just going to accelerate time, and then we'll go over the quick planning phase, and I'll show you how to make buildings in RimWorld. Alright, it's 5 AM in the morning. Jenson's not awake just yet, which makes this the ideal time to do some planning, so that he doesn't dash around like a blue-ass fly as we keep changing our mind about what we're building. So, let's go under Architect and have a look at Structure. This is where we build shit. Let's build some wooden walls. You see, if I right click, I've actually got an option of different materials. So I could build solid silver walls, but I think that might be a little bit excessive, at least at this part of the game. What we need, first of all, what do I need first of all? I've got to decide on a design, and because this is the sort of buildy construction game, inevitably whatever I build at this point will be wrong. And I'll want to start again because... Oh, he's awake! Hello, Jenson. Yes, talking about you, not to you. Whatever I choose will be wrong. Which I guess means I can build anything in the complete guaranteed knowledge that I'll hate it. Okay, well, let's build... We need a general purpose stuff area and we need a bedroom. So let's pause it quickly. And let's start building a rudimentary corridor. Shut up, you. Yeah, so we'll do that there like that. So as you can see, what I'm doing is I'm planning out the outline of a room like that. I think that there is going to be Jenson's bedroom, which can be next to the storage room, which, you know, would be loud, but as we're the only person living here, I don't think noise is going to be too much of a problem. We'll have a corridor, because I like corridors, opposite us like that, and we're going to have a nice big room on this side. And this is going to be our sort of living quarters / general area. So we'll put the kitchen in here, and we might put some of our early crafting stations, that sort of thing. I think that sounds fun. Let's put a door there, directly opposite the storeroom. So later on we'll make sure both these doors are permanently open, like that. And that'll mean that he can nip between the crafting station and the storeroom as fast as possible early on in the game. We also, of course, want to make sure that our entire building is sealed. Now, there are bandit raids. We saw there were some factions of pirates. Those pirates are going to attack us at regular intervals and try and, well, not eat me. They'll actually try and knock me out and kidnap me, which would mean, obviously, the end of the game. So we don't want that. Let's put some wooden doors just on the end of our corridor. We can always knock them down and move them when we expand later on. Cool. Alright, that looks like a reasonable starting point. Tell you what, while I'm thinking about it, let's also, completely unnecessarily, put down some wooden floor. Yeah. Because I really like wooden floor. I think it looks really pretty. You notice it said we didn't have enough wood in storage. We've actually only got 178, but that's because it's only counting the wood that we've got in our storeroom. All of this gumph that surrounds us here will get picked up by Jenson as and when he needs it. So, looks like we've made loads of good preparations. Let's kick off time. Jenson's just going to have breakfast. What are his needs like today? He's still got new colony optimism. And he's hungry. And he's got a repulsive bedroom. Well, I'm one step ahead of you, Jenson. I'm going to make you the most opulent, beautiful bedroom that a man like you could imagine. I've just realised I've forgotten to introduce my pooch. So I start with a little doggy. And it's great because the game has suggested a random name for Jenson's dog. And it's found a name so beautifully, beautifully dumb that I can only respect it and give it... right. So, the name of Jenson dog. The name of Jenson Blake, Playboy isolationist. His dog is called... Terrorism. Terrorism. I mean, I don't... Just occasionally, I'm genuinely stuck for words, and I have no idea why the game has seen fit to call my dog Terrorism. But I guess I should embrace terrorism in all its forms, because terrorism, it turns out, is fluffy. Danger, Will Robinson, danger! There is a mad animal somewhere. We've got a little warning. A local squirrel has gone mad. Whoa. Right, let's jump to location. Where is this most dangerous of critters? Squirrel, male, healthy. And he's a manhunter, and he is melee attacking Jenson. He is making a beeline for us. Clearly, we have stolen this squirrel's house. This was Nutkin's house, and we have brutally offended him, his family, and generations of his ancestors by breaking in here and stealing it. Unfortunately... I was going to say we don't have a gun. That's a lie. I'm in fact holding a charge rifle. So it's going to be Jenson in the International Playboy versus Nutkin the Squirrel. Ladies and gentlemen, before we unpause time, I'm going to give you all the opportunity to place bets now. Jenson Blake, Nutkin Squirrel. Who is the ultimate warrior? Let's find out. Jenson, draft. It's time for you to go, my boy. No, don't fire at the tortoise. No. Okay. Unpause. There we go. Right. We're going Nutkin hunting. Because we cannot allow the dangers to peace-loving people... Fuck me, that's a fast squirrel. Jesus Christ. Look at that. If I unpause... Yeah, that's a fast squirrel. Okay. You aim at the squirrel. Okay, well, I know you're out of range, but... Oh, there we go. So you see the cone decrease on his gun. Whoa! Oh my god, you suck. Yay! It took 3 bursts from our, effectively, infinite ammo charge rifle. But Nutkin the Squirrel is no more. The threat to peace and justice of the world has been dealt with by people with guns. There's probably a moral there of some sort. Squirrel dead. Do we want to take the squirrel? Not really. Okay, let's just leave Nutkin's body there as a warning to all other squirrels. In fact, no. I want to send a message to squirrel kind everywhere, just to make sure that such horrors never get repeated. So, Jenson, my friend, me. I want you to prioritise the building of a grave. Bing. Great. Pause. Now, grave, storage, animal corpses. Jenson. Bury that squirrel. I'm going to leave that squirrel at the site that it died as a permanent reminder to any squirrels in future who decide to rebel against my rightful occupation of this world. Here lies squirrel. Dead. Message sent. Oh, he's gone for a walk around and around his house. Are you trapped, Jenson, or are you just thick? No, you're going for a walk. You've decided the ideal place to go for a walk will be in the big empty wooden room you've just built. Well, no accounting for taste. Good morning now, ladies and gentlemen. It is 8 o'clock in the morning on the 5th day since I landed. The 5th of spring, because I landed on the 1st of spring, so technically the 4th. Anyway, it is morning, and Jenson is going around building roofs. So all of this new area that he's built obviously needs to be covered by roof. And the game, quite cleverly, has figured out that because I've built enclosed spaces, it needs to make sure that it doesn't piss down with rain on the inside. If you look there, it's quite difficult to show you with the mouse, but in the bottom right-hand corner, it tells you whether my mouse cursor is indoors or outdoors. Isn't that really nice? And obviously that becomes important with things like rain, because on one of my previous wonderful builds, it did not occur to me that building loads of electrical appliances outside in the rain was a very bad idea. And it caused a quite gargantuan fire right in the centre of my base, which very nearly got out of control before I caught it. I'm not going to make the same mistake twice, because I'm an intelligent human being, or so I like to claim. This game is going to be fantastic, and Jenson is going to live in the lap of luxury with no fires. Maybe. Anyway. So, we need to come up with a plan for today. Jenson's obviously going to go back to his boring old wood cutting because he's effectively finished the little bit of tasks that we gave him. But I think it's time, pretty much, for us to do some new bits and pieces. So, let's put a couple of torches down in there. Now, torches aren't infinite. They have to be refilled with wood on a regular basis. But that seems to... I think they last something like a week? 1 season, 4 days. Wow. So, I can't remember how long each season is. 15 days. So, that's quite a long time that each torch lasts without needing to be refueled. So, they're sort of effectively infinite. By the time they go out, I'm fine with building another one anyway. It's fine. And there we go. That's much prettier now that it's lit up. Oh, and while I'm thinking about it, let's put some in the corridor as well. Because I always hate it late at night when I have to go downstairs or creep around the house and the whole house is in pitch darkness. And even though it's my house, and even though I know that I'm scarier if I'm creeping around at night, I'm not wearing much, so I am scarier than anything else that I'm going to meet in my house, I'm still going to creep around corners. And I'm still going to frantically clutch the cat. And I'm still going to shriek when I trip over the cat and fall down the stairs, but that's another story. Jenson isn't afraid of cats, because Jenson has a dog, which will protect him from cats. Because his dog is a fucking terrorist. His dog is the concept of terrorism. And no cat will dare mess with the concept of terrorism. Okay, it's time to change Jenson's priorities again. We don't need him to cut down plants anything like as much, because we've got enough wood to be going on with for the time being. It's time for that staple of space exploration and survival. It's time for potatoes. So this is growing zone 1 and we are planting potato plants because, as everybody knows, ever since The Martian, that is the way to survive, with potato plants and your own shit. Yeah. So Jenson's now going to spend some time sowing this field. Later on I'm going to wrap a little wooden wall around this as well, just to make it nice and safe. But for now I think we can leave it outside because I can't imagine that bandits are going to raid us specifically for our potatoes. I mean, unless there's some sort of potato famine. Ooh, look at these. Moo, apparently. They're like a weird cross between ghasts from Minecraft and cows. Well, I mean, they obviously are cows. They're muffalo. That is fantastic. I love that there's a thing called muffalo. And I can tame the muffalo, so I can have my own muffalo. So maybe loneliness won't be a problem here for Jenson, because worst case scenario, at least he'll have his own muffalo to play with. Fantastic. Next time on RimWorld, loneliness will not be a problem. Wanderer. They call her a wanderer. Oh my god, what the fuck is with you? No, you've shot the wrong one. twice! Whoa! Bloody hell, that nearly hit me in the head.